Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Texas Panhandle Sports Podcast, brought to you by our good friends at Belmar Bakery and Cafe, of course, Dina and Richard Zaccardo. It's Monday, September 12th. Steve Forrest here with you, alongside my co-host, Amarillo Globe News sports writer, Cale Steed.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, man.
Monday morning.
Monday morning. Happy Monday.
And I don't have a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You don't feel good.
I feel fine.
Do you?
Let's do this.
Well, long weekend for you. I know you're tired.
Nah, man, it was a fun weekend, though. How about those Buffies?
Yeah, how about let's start off with the Buffs. That's where I want to start. Lone Star Conference action. The WT Buffs at Pueblo.
Yeah, the CSU Pueblo. Oh, man, season-saving win. I feel – I know it's early. It's week 2, but you lose to Azusa, and everybody's off your bandwagon a little bit. You didn't play well, and everything that went wrong in the opener went right at Pueblo, and that's the first regular season loss for the 2014 national champions, the Thunderwolves, at home since 2010. And WT dominated.
26-10, the final score.
Yeah, the final score. WT offense grew a ton. The running game, Devon Pay over 100 yards. The receivers made catches when they needed to, and the defense was outstanding. There's this defensive back, Devontae Merriweather, 8 tackles, an interception, 2 pass breakups, and a block punt. So, in the secondary had 3 picks, a pick 6 by Austin Williams. They did everything right, man. It was a feel-good game. It was a regional game. It was huge for the schedule. Awesome going into Lone Star Conference with a lot of momentum right now.
You got to travel with the team, right, and actually cover that game.
I did. I was at Pueblo, about 6,000 fans. There was a great turnout, beautiful weather, and a Buff win. So all good.
After the game, you got to catch up with Coach Mike
very
Nesbitt.
very happy Nesbitt after the game.
Let's talk about tonight real quick.
Real pleased. I was just pleased with their execution offensively. I thought we caught the balls we needed to catch.
You did.
There were some catches in the third and the fourth quarter late that I wish we would have made to help us out a little bit, to keep the ball away from them offensively. But I thought we played well, and I thought Ethan did a great job of run check, pass check, and controlling the game the way he's supposed to.
You won the line of scrimmage early with Pay.
Yeah,
you feel that's what needed to happen?
Yeah, because there were some looks that they were giving us that we picked up that we really thought that there was some advantages there if Ethan could put us in the right situation. But it was going to have to be directed by Ethan, and that was what Ethan did a really good job of.
Talk about the defense tonight, man. Stood on their
fantastic.
Stood on their hand all night, man.
All night, tackled. We talked about that all day today. Got to have 11 hats on the ball and just keep hitting them and pressure the quarterback.
Little things happened tonight. Turnovers, field goals made, touchbacks, block kicks, block punts.
Yeah. Well, we did it. Connor kicked off better, played better. We didn't play like it was our first game. We played like a team that kind of might have a clue a little bit tonight.
Momentum we talked about, man.
Got to have it. Got to have momentum. You got to have momentum. And then when you get momentum, you got to keep playing.
Yeah.
You got to just go.
Yeah, the Buffs moving into Lone Star Conference play this week. How big is that win against Pueblo moving into LSC play this week?
You're 1-1 instead of 0-2, which is just when you say that as a coach and in a team, there's air in the locker room. There's life in the locker room. You've got a schedule here, a stretch with UTPB, Tarleton State, and Eastern New Mexico. You could be 4-1, looking at 4-1. If you play well, if they play well, if Ethan Brinkley plays like he did against Pueblo, he controlled the game really well at quarterback. I think he was 24-33. This is a game that's a season changer, like I said. And right now, everybody's feeling good at WT, and now they got another road test at UTPB to open conference on Saturday. So. Looks like the Buffs are in the right direction as of right now.
You could tell he was very happy with his quarterback play from Brinkley.
Yeah, he grew a ton from week 1, and the offensive line grew a ton. They controlled the line of scrimmage all night. They did exactly, I'm telling you, everything that went wrong against Azusa went right against Pueblo, and a good Pueblo team too. Moving
on to UTPB this week, right?
Yeah, Saturday in Ratliff.
Kameron Mathis, the quarterback at UTPB.
Yeah, former Bushland kid, and man, they're 2-0. And he, against Arizona Christian, Steve, I think his stats there, 34 of 55.
368 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and a true freshman. Last year he's playing Borger. And now he's the starting quarterback for the Falcons. Funny that he's a Falcon again. I had a chance to catch up with this guy yesterday, and Kameron, always good talking to him, good friend, good interview. You want to play that? Huge game for you last night against Arizona Christian, 49-34 win, and you over 300 yards passing for you.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was just a good team effort all around. Receivers got the ball line blocked, so, I mean, it makes my job a lot easier.
How's the adjustment been, man? True freshman. Last year at this time, you're playing Borger. Now you're playing colleges. How's that adjustment been?
Oh, it's been good. I mean, it's different lining up against guys that are everyone's bigger than you. I mean, it's just it's just different fields, college atmosphere, but it's been good. Our offense is very similar to what we ran at Bushland, so, I mean, it hasn't been too difficult learning that part of it, and it took a couple of days during camp to catch up with the receivers, or throughout the summer, get with receivers, get up to speed, but since then, it's been good.
How's the fan base around UTPB? It seems like you guys getting some great crowds. How have they been?
Oh, it's amazing. We got so much support from this community, from the whole Permian Basin. I think, like, last week we had, 15,000 at our game, and they keep coming out and supporting us. There's a lot of talk around the city about our games and everything, so it's just cool. You grew up around here, and WT's coming to town on Saturday. You excited to play the Buffs? Oh, yeah. This is a big game for us. Just first conference game, first time to play a game that is worrisome towards the postseason. So, yeah, it's a big game. I'm excited. I'm excited to play those guys and to see what happens. All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate your time. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Again, that's Kameron Mathis, a former Bushland quarterback, now the quarterback of Division II out of the Lone Star Conference UTPB down in Odessa. One of three local kids that are quarterbacks in the Lone Star Conference, with Ben Arbuckle, who's the backup at WT, and then Gabe Rodriguez at Texas A&M Commerce. Yeah, and pretty neat deal for Mathis to have WT coming to town.
Yeah.
He's from Bushland, and so to have the local college coming down to UTPB, and if he's right, they had 15,000 people there.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive down in Odessa.
WT put out a release last week saying, get your tickets fast, because it holds 22. It's the biggest Division II stadium other than Kimbrough in the nation, believe it or not, and it holds 22. I could, in a home opener against WT, both teams 2-0, probably get 19,000 in there. That'd be a great look. I'll be down there Saturday too, so follow me at Kel Steed for updates
on Twitter.
Yeah,
that'll be a fun game.
I don't Facebook it.
You don't Facebook it?
Not yet.
You don't? No. You need to.
I know.
You need to get yourself on Facebook.
Thanks.
Yep. We do have a Facebook page for this podcast, Texas Panhandle Sports Radio. Find us on Facebook, and we just update the podcast on there. Also on Twitter. We also have a Texas Panhandle Sports Podcast Twitter as well that we update on there as well. And probably be putting out another episode on Friday. And just look for us on Twitter. Look for @KaleSteed and _Steve Forrest. You can find us on Twitter or Facebook. Moving it into high school ranks in 6A, big one this last week, Amarillo High, Tascosa. Big win for Coach Plunk and Tascosa against Amarillo High over at Bivens on Friday.
Well, the monumental win for Tascosa. They haven't won this game in this rivalry since 2009, and it's the first loss, Steve, in the Mel Maxfield era. I mean, the first time Mel Maxfield's lost against the AI's the opponent. He was 14-0. And now he's 14-1 after Tascosa comes back. And I want to put this out there. So Tascosa is – I watched that first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different guys touched the ball rushing-wise. Unbelievable.
8 different running backs.
8 different running backs. Just a stack of receivers. And let's throw it out to Rhett Maynard at Amarillo High. This guy had 117 yards. I know his dad real well, Jeff Maynard, great guy. And it was a good game, 14-3. Everybody thought Amarillo High was going to blow it open. And Tascosa took advantage of some turnovers and was able to come back, and that's a huge win, especially going forward into that tough 2-6A district.
It's always a big win there because that's such a big rivalry.
Oh.
It's not a district rivalry right now, but still a big rivalry. Big win for Tascosa. Anytime that they could take down Amarillo High, I kept an eye on that game throughout the night on the scores, and I did see Amarillo High up 14-3. I thought kind of like you, maybe Amarillo High is going to take this over.
The first 2 drives was 14-3. I mean, there was 3 possessions there, and there was 14,000 at Bivens. Just an electric atmosphere. Pretty awesome to see. That's what Texas high school football in the Panhandle is all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big win for Tascosa against Amarillo High. in a big rivalry there. Moving down to 5A ranks, Dumas takes down Lubbock High 29-3. Dumas continues to roll.
They do, and Chad Dunham boys are rolling. They've given up 3 points in 2 games. They shut out Estacado, and then they give up 3 points to Lubbock High. Dominating performance. This team is good, man. 3-0. I like where they're headed. I know it's going to be a tough week. First we want to send our condolences
For Coach Erickson.
Coach Erickson, who lost his life on Sunday morning, but it's going to be a heavy week for them. But they are a good football team, and I think that community will rally around that, and they'll continue to roll.
Yeah, Dumas definitely has something going under Coach Dunham over there. And like you said, tough week. Coach Erickson, in a tragic accident, lost his life, and so tough week for the Dumas fans and players. But
our condolences from both of us.
Yeah, absolutely, from us here at Texas Panhandle Podcast. Coach Dunham, great guy, and he's got his team rolling over there for sure. After going 3-0 now, 29-3 win over Lubbock High. Caprock moved to 3-0 on Thursday night, taking down Estacado.
Yeah, and they didn't play their best game, but guess what? They'll take a win, man. It doesn't matter how you do it. They'll take a win, and they're 3-0, and they're looking good. And good job by Dan Sherwood. He's continuing to make those kids believe over there, and I'm glad to see it.
3-0's 3-0.
3-0's 3-0.
Paladera lost to Wichita Falls Rider.
Yeah, but played tough. They lose 41-28. Chris Fisher's got them going the right way. They're a young team. They're fast. They're not real big, but there's no such thing as a moral victory. I don't think, but 41-28 is not against a good Rider team. I think they'll take that right now where they're at in their program.
I think at times you can have a moral victory, just depending on the opponent you're playing and different circumstances, so definitely could be for Paladero. Moving into 4A, Bushland Borger, that game got called at some point. That was tied 7-7. I'm not sure, who goes on to win that game. I think it's a pretty good matchup. Borger's kind of been on a roll, but Bushland got an excellent team. You said they've got some guys out maybe.
Yeah, a few guys are hurt, but I tell you this, from what Lee Passmore wrote in the article, it looked like stat-wise that Bushland probably would have gone on to win that game. I don't want to – I'm not –
yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
But hard to say, but it looked like they kind of had the things going the right way to win that game. But Borger, hey, give it up to Borger. That's a team that continues to fight and learning their identity. They don't know who they are yet 3 games in. So
7-7 again. That one was called due to lightning. Pampa lost to Hereford 31-23. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. Although Hereford's a tough place to play and
it is
a tough team. However, I picked Pampa to win that game, but 31-23 final score, Hereford.
I think the most shocking part was that Hereford was up 31-0 at half against a team like Pampa's offense. Can you believe that? 31-0.
Yeah, that was hard. That was hard to believe. I did see that score at halftime and looking at scores, and yeah, like you said, Pampa's offense is so powerful. I mean they're very high octane, and you see them score 0 points at halftime.
Yeah.
It was a shock.
But that's a kudo to the Hereford defense and Don DeLozier. That's just what he does, man. They're a gritty football team, and that's a huge win for those guys. And who knows what they can do with that win in the District 3-5A that's just a few weeks away.
Big win for Hereford, and they have real grass in that stadium, by the way.
and the lights aren't. It's pretty dark in there, man. So
yeah, and it does. It really, I mean, there's no excuse, but I mean, it makes a big difference when you play on real grass because a lot of these teams, they don't do that anymore.
I know. Yeah.
You go to a place like Sandbass Stadium in Stratford,
and it's about a foot thick.
Yeah, and they don't mow it. So I mean, and it's dead. I mean, it's just thick, dead grass. But a lot of teams aren't used to playing on that. It can make a difference. But no, credit Hereford for a big win over a tough Pampa team. Moving down to 3A, the game that I called Perryton at Canadian. Perryton with the big 24-14 win. What a battle this was, and that's the way I described it on air. Was this was just an outright battle between two really good teams. We got to hear from Steve Coursey, head coach of the Rangers, last week, and he told his team, the scores of the last 2 years, Canadian 52-6 last year down Perryton, and they had a bad taste in their mouth. They really wanted to win this game. It was obvious. On top of that, not only the motivation that Perryton had to take down Canadian, as Perryton has a really solid football team this year. They've got a very experienced quarterback in senior Hadley Allred and a great wideout in Dalton Rigdon. Their defense is stout and solid. Saw a lot of good things for the Rangers and a lot of good things from the Wildcats as well, but what a great win for Perryton over Canadian, 24-14.
Your first time to see Hadley Allred this season. How do you feel he's grown as a quarterback?
Well, I mean, just markedly better. I mean, he's very stout, solid. He's fast. He's very athletic. He's elusive. He knows when to get rid of the football if he has to. Allred is just a dangerous quarterback because he can make the plays. If the pocket breaks down on him, he knows how to get out. He can run it. He's very fast. But he also knows how to find his reads and find different receivers. and he threw the ball to several different receivers throughout the night. So he's dangerous in the air and also on the ground. He's grown a lot.
And I got to say, give it up to Canadian. And they stood in that game in 2-hour rain delay. They never let it get away from them. They had the goal line stand before half. Defense played pretty. I mean, All Red was able to hit those passes, like you said, when he needed them, but they didn't get out of control. They kept it in a game, a team that was obviously really good. And I think now they turn their attention to Stratford. That Canadian schedule is just brutal.
The non-district schedule for Canadian is brutal. It's very tough playing Bushland, playing up definitely in Bushland and Perryton. Yeah, I was impressed with a lot of things on Canadian's side. Perryton's a very, very solid team, and Canadian they fought hard. Their defense was really the story of the night. They allowed 24 points, but actually that's a pretty good thing, allowing a good Perryton team only to 24 points. But like you mentioned, the defensive stand right before halftime, Matthew Lynch was a good part of that. He 3 plays in a row that saved the touchdown, and the game could have gotten out of hand very easily. But it was a tough loss for Canadian and a tough battle. However, that's a huge win for Perryton and Coach Corsi.
And that's how they took it. And that's the team that. And I said last week that Hadley was going to probably have a big game, and he's a good quarterback. He might be one of the best in the year. Best in the state.
Yeah, he definitely could be. They have lots of weapons on that team. Perryton's got some good things in store this year, and I definitely think they'll win that district for sure. They look really solid, and like you said, Canadian moves on to play homecoming week. They play their biggest rival in Stratford this coming Friday. It's also the DQ big game of the week with Neil Beasley.
Our boy Neil Beasley, what a great guy, and what a great job he does for Texas high school sports around and he travels the state, man.
Yeah, what a job he's got.
Hops on a plane or a bus, and Jeff Irwin, they just get on and they just come and they just kill it wherever they go, man. That'll be a fun experience for the city of Canadian to see that for both teams. They get in the locker room, they go to the pep rally. It's a fun day.
Yeah, they're out in the community. They welcome the community to come out and just have a fun time with them throughout the day, and then of course they're at the game. And some people, that game's not televised. Some people think, that Fox Sports, it's just the DQ big game of the week. They'll highlight it and profile the game, and they do that every week. And this time it happens to be in Canadian Stratford, and that should be a battle. And we'll preview that game on Friday. I've got a lot to say about that one. Spearman, they downed Sunray, and I thought Sunray was going to maybe win that game.
I did too.
And Spearman came back, and after a couple of tough losses to begin the season, Spearman comes back and takes down Sunday.
They dominated the ground game, and I want to throw a shout-out to Peyton Smith, the quarterback. He got knocked out in the first quarter, and there was a scary moment. He had to be EMS to Dumas. Wasn't moving. Was alert, but wasn't moving. He's moving. He's up. No question on his timetable. Let's just hope he gets healthy. But I just want to throw a shout-out. He's a very good young man, a very good player. And I'm glad to see Spearman could step up and honor him with the win.
Still get the win after their quarterback goes down.
Yeah.
Well, we sure hope he's okay.
He sounds to be, I talked to him on Saturday, stiff. Probably can't turn right, but, he's feeling better. So
Highland Park here in Amarillo gets their first win over Vega, 33-0.
Good for Craig Shores. I do their capsules every week, and man, they put a whole game together. Tyler Allen looked good at quarterback from what Tyler Anderson's story said, our freelancer Tyler Anderson, and Blaine McGregor had a big game on the ground and made a touchdown catch. So good for Highland Park, good for the Hornets. Keep rolling.
Coach Shores, just a great guy over there and a legendary coach, the longtime coach out at River Road.
He's funny, too.
Oh, yeah. He's a funny guy.
He is.
He's a great guy. Well, how about the Dimmitt Bobcats? I didn't think they would do it. I thought Abernathy would take him down, but Dimmitt moves to 3-0 on the season after taking down the Lopes over at Abernathy.
And that's a big win. That's a team, Abernathy, that's 2 years removed from a state quarterfinal, by district last year, and Dimmitt goes in there and
it's a home game for the Antelopes.
Yeah, and they hold them to 13 points. Caesar throws for 300 yards, so it's just that's an amazing game for the Bobcats, and I just 3-0, man. I'm shocked, aren't you?
I am, but to credit the Bobcats, they've got something rolling at 3-0, and in first place in District 1-3A Division II. How about that?
Yeah, right now they look, they got Panhandle on Friday, so.
And when they get to district play, it's going to be tough. No doubt about that. Childers and Canadian. But credit the Bobcats moving to 3-0 after a big win over Abernathy. And speaking of Childers, they took a tough loss to Iowa Park.
Yeah, that's a very tough road game. I was surprised by the score. I didn't think they'd give up 37 points, but
37-24.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think they're a team still trying to find who they are as well. They're a good football team, as you saw against Panhandle a couple weeks ago. Take their lump and move forward is what Jason Sins would say.
I want to say a quick thank you to Belmar Bakery and Cafe, located at 3325 Bell Street in Amarillo. Go see our friends over there for the best cookies, cakes, pancakes, much, much more over there.
Burritos, I had one the other day. It's fantastic.
Great food, of course, great people. And then Dina and Richard Zaccardo at Belmar Bakery and Cafe. You want to thank them for supporting the TPS podcast. Go see them. And all kinds of good things over there.
And the cool thing is right now, I want to let the fans know we're in. Talk to some people. We're trying to get us a pretty neat logo
cool.
For our website. And hopefully more sponsors to come as we go.
Yeah, definitely. Moving down to 2A, Clarendon takes down Wheeler. And they
3-0.
moved to 3-0 on the season under Coach Jack.
And they just keep doing it, man. They keep running the ball. Bryce Grahn throws a touchdown pass, runs for a touchdown pass, 2 interceptions and 5 tackles. Kind of missed everything. I didn't think Clarendon would be 3-0 at this point. I didn't think Wheeler would be 1-2.
No, I didn't either. I thought maybe it'd be the other way around. I did Coach Jack and Clarendon's capsule for AGN for the Pigskin preview. Got to talk with him and before the season began, and he was sure excited, and I did their capsule last year. He's excited every year about it. But he knew he had something going over there in Clarendon and showing right now at 3-0.
Yeah, and congrats to Coach Jack.
Definitely. Also 3-0, Farwell moved 3-0 over a win over Olton.
I'm calling it right now. That's a sleeper team, man. Don't sleep on them. Get on the bandwagon right now. The Steers are for real.
Wellington. I couldn't read my own handwriting here.
Yeah, 3-0.
Wellington 3-0 after beating Hollis.
34-24. That's a big win on the road. A number 5 team in Oklahoma in Class 2A, and they went in there. Luke Williams played well. Tellez played well, Jose. And look out, Skyrockets. They're playing where they want. And so is Memphis. That's not on your list there, but Memphis rolls Shamrock. David Dixon, our area player of the week last week in the AGN, he goes for 280 and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, we've said it over and over again. Keep your eye on David Dixon. He's
654 yards already. He
already
leads
in
the
3
area.
games.
Yeah, 3 games leads the Panhandle. So.
Yeah, and that's no surprise. He's a stud for sure.
And I got to talk with him last week. He's such a good guy, good kid, humble, thinks his offensive line.
That's great. Moving on to 1A 6-man.
Shock of the night for me. You and I sat here last week, and you heard me say I thought Valley would beat Happy, and Ty Keith must have listened to me because they put it on Valley, 87-39, 45 of them. And Carson Bryan, listen to this number. Here you go. You like 6-man stats. You love these 6-man stats.
Oh yeah, because they're just the unearthly stats.
562 all-purpose yards with 10 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns. This
guy is unbelievable. If you haven't seen him yet, he's number 4 and number 1 in the heart of Happy fans. This guy can play. You want him to quarterback? You want him to kick? You want him to run? I mean, he's unstoppable, man.
And that's the fun thing about it. I did some 6-man capsules as well, and the coaches always told me, they said, I say, well, what position is he? He said he plays everything, man. And then he's all over the field. He plays quarterback, he plays receiver, he plays running back. They do everything in 6-man football.
Carson Bryan is the equivalent to Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I think you just give him the ball. Give him the ball, he's just going to go score.
How many touchdowns on the season?
Oh, for Bryan, he's around 18-19 right now, but there's a kid at Silverton who is 3-0 right now, and they keep rolling. They pounded Higgins 58-0. Caleb Naciancino had 8 touchdowns against Higgins. His total is 26 touchdowns in 3
football games. Not only does he have the coolest last name ever,
Naciancino, and I'm saying it right too.
Right.
You got to try to spell that though.
Yeah. But he's got 26 touchdowns in 3 games.
Yeah. And they're 3-0, man. Break out the Owls. And they didn't have a coach until July 29th. So that's the craziest part about them. And Josh Gordon has them playing well. And Naciancino, I just love saying it. It's fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun there in 6-man 1A football.
Yeah.
Always a lot of fun. Talk a little bit about some local volleyball stuff.
Yeah, and that's something we haven't got to touch on yet. But now that the district season's rolling, I want to start talking some volleyball because the Texas Panhandle in the Amarillo area has one of the best volleyball teams and traditions in the state. And they win state every year. Somebody comes out of here, they're contending. If it's Amarillo High, if it's Bushland, these teams are legit. And we have great coaches around here, and they don't get the acknowledgement I don't think that they deserve. But like right now in 3-5A, Randall's the number 1 team in the state in 5A. Amarillo High is number 3 team in the state. They're going to meet up here in a few weeks, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be sold out at whatever gym it's in. And they all started off with wins. 3-5A actually started on Saturday, and Hereford, Randall, and Amarillo High all came away with wins. You got Bushland's number 2 in the state in 4A. Highland Park's 21-6. Freona's 22-6. You got some solid volleyball around here, and I think we're going to spend some time on that as the district rolls on. They deserve it.
Well, what's the old saying around here says that if Texas high school football is king in the Panhandle, then volleyball
is queen.
Yeah,
they are, and they deserve it because Jan Barker and all her state championships at Amarillo High, Janine Udy is starting something at Bushland. They've been starting since they were open. The school opened, just like the football program. Tascosa, April Boland's doing a fantastic job. Jason Culpepper at Randall. These teams know how to win. Dumas, Hereford. And they're winners. Straight and simple.
Well, I think that's going to do it for our podcast today, Kale. Thanks for listening to today's edition of the Texas Panhandle Sports Podcast, brought to you by our good friends over at Belmar Bakery and Cafe in Amarillo. Be sure and keep an eye out for our next episode this Friday, September 16th. We'll preview several high school football games and much more right here on the TPS Podcast. I'm Steve Forrest for Kale Steed. Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a great day.